Welcome viewers, this is Danny from Lego Buff Productions, and today I'll be showing you how to make a Lego minifig wall. The method I'll be using today utilizes foam core boards, which enables you to attach and remove your minifig wall from any wall at any time. Let's go ahead and get started with what materials you'll need. The first thing you'll need are foam core boards. The size I used was 20 by 30, but your size can vary depending on how much wall space you have and how many minifigs you have. I recommend using white. Next up, you'll need a lot of 1x2 plates. I use trans clear because I got a ton of these off the Pick-a-Brick wall a while ago. However, any color will work. You'll also need a ruler or a tape measure, preferably a ruler, but either works. A pencil will also be needed for sketching some lines. A 1x3x5 brick will be used for measuring between plates. And finally, some Craggle. Hot glue does the trick perfectly. You'll need this to attach the plates to the foam core securely. Now the first thing you're going to do is measure out and draw the leading line for your first column of plates. Now this will all change depending on the size of your foam core and how spaced out you want your minifigs to be. I did a rough layout of how many plates I wanted to go across here, and then I ended up deciding on 18 because it fit pretty nicely with having about an inch between the end of the board and your first plate. And then I went ahead and took some minifigs and just loosely put them on top of the plates and figured out a good height. That's how I came up with the 1x3x5 brick. That can go right in between them. Then you have a nice height, a little bit of a gap between the top of the minifig's head and the bottom of the plate above it. And then with that, I decided how much space should be above this minifig up here and try to have a similar space on the bottom over here below this last plate. So once you decide on all of that, then you can arrange and place your first plate. So what I did was I first figured out the distance here. Again, I set about 1 inch, went ahead and used my ruler. Again, you can use your tape measure or your ruler, whichever you prefer. And then I went and measured about 1 inch there, went ahead and drew a little dot, and then I put my ruler this way, lined this up so it's perpendicular, and then I found that dot that I drew and I went ahead and traced a line from the top going all the way down to the bottom, and that is the leading line. You can see the pencil marks right here. You can see that line going up, and then in the end you'll end up actually erasing that. And I've done this before and you really don't see it at all. The eraser does work very nicely on this foam core. And then once you have that line established, you're gonna go ahead and take your you're gonna take your ruler, measure out that distance that you wanted. I think I used 2.5 inches from the top here, because again, you want that little bit of a gap above the minifig's head. And I went ahead and marked a line there. And then I started putting the plates down, put the first plate down, then from there on out, I did the rest of this column here by putting this brick and then lining the other side up with this line that I had already drawn, and then put the next plate, go down, 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 just like that. Then when you're putting plates on going horizontally, what I like to do is take your ruler, this is why I prefer a ruler over a tape measure, and line it up with the bottom of your first plate, like so. There's a little bit better look at that. And then I take my brick, put it here, and then that lines it up a perfect corner right there so that I can put this plate down right so each side of the plate is touching one side of the ruler and one side of the brick. Fits nicely there. Once that's done, then I go down the line like that. Now for attaching the plates to the foam core. So this is a fairly simple process. You're gonna go ahead and take a plate, and then you want to put the glue on the inside part. Try to fill it up, not so it's overflowing, because you don't want excess leaking out around the board. You just want it enough to fill up the brick, or the plate. So I'll go ahead and take my hot glue gun, make sure to plug this in so it's heated up by now, and the glue is ready to spit out. And I'll take my plate, and I'll go ahead and put some hot glue in there, and that is about as much as you need. So you can see right there, just bubbles just a little bit above there. And then I'll go ahead and start the second row here. So I'll put my ruler down, line it the bottom up with the bottom of the first plate in that column. Then put my nice handy dandy brick there. And go ahead and put this plate nice in the corner there so it touches both the brick and the ruler. And voila, we have it lined up perfectly, and you can see it automatically has the right height. And there you go. So then just keep going down the line. So that's how I did the first row, then second, and then you go all the way down until your entire board is full. And there you have it. The foam core board is now fully complete with 144 trans clear plates. All that's left now is to erase the leading line that I drew at the beginning. And then you just have to add on the minifigs. This is done by using the back of their legs. You can see the two openings there for studs. You just attach the plate to those two openings, and voila, the minifig sticks perfectly to the board. Now for some minifigs, the way they're assembled makes it difficult to attach them to the board. I'll show you a few tips and tricks to deal with these minifigs. The first one is the one with what I would call the dress bottom or the slope bottom. What I did for these is I took a 1x2 jumper plate, I used white but any color works, and a 1x1 modified brick with a stud on the side. I attached these two together and then attached this to the plate on the foam core. Once that's in place, you can use the opening on the bottom of the minifig slope piece and attach it to the stud popping out. Another problem I ran into are the minifigs with the smaller legs that do not articulate and do not have room to attach studs on the back. For these, I took another 1x2 plate and a bracket piece right here and put the plate on the back of the bracket piece like so, and then attach that to the other plate that was already on the board. And then from there, I'm able to place the minifig on top of that. Depending on your minifig collection, you may run into other problems, but you can establish similar fixes to the ones I've shown. That's it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you found this tutorial helpful, and don't be afraid to share your own LEGO minifig walls with me on social media. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my channel for some other awesome LEGO videos, and have a great day.